What is up, YouTube? It's Psychedelic Scizor, and I am here with my Week 3 team builder of the LSD versus the LA Ducklets, coached by Dell. Dell has got a really interesting team. Let's get into it. He has got Excadrill, Alakazam, Mandibuzz, Gigalith, Weezing, Simisear, Galvantula, Clefable, Vaporeon, Vileplume, Bibarel, and Mega Garchomp, with his Z users being Excadrill, Alakazam, and Bibarel. So he does have a pseudo Sand team with Gigalith, Excadrill, and Mega Chomp. So that is kind of scary, but I have decent switch-ins. I feel like the matchup is definitely in my favor. Couple sets that kind of worry me. Alakazam is going to be a problem, and it's going to be hard predicting what set he is, because if he's Life Orb, he shreds me. Although I will say, I think he is more than likely going to be Sash to deal with a bunch of mons like Scarf Hydreigon, like Dragon Dance Como, like Thundurus. I think he kind of has to run Sash as his only real answer, unless he does try to just bulk me out with like Gigalith and Vaporeon. But I don't particularly think that's going to happen. So let's get into the team. So one mon that I realized does really well is Hydreigon with Dragon Pulse, Flash Cannon, Taunt, and Roost. Enough speed to outspeed Mega Garchomp, max special attack, and this set is kind of based off of the UU set last generation, like the Taunt Roost set that was a stall breaker, because he doesn't have a Dragon Resist outside of Excadrill, which I really doubt is switching into this because it doesn't want to take a Dark Pulse, or Clefable. So Taunt Roost will 100% 1v1 Mandibuzz, which I actually think Mandibuzz is going to be his number one switch into me. Mandibuzz or Clefable. And if it's Mandibuzz, which I do think is likely because Mandibuzz handles a lot on my team, at least defensively, it can take hits from, I should say, maybe not handles, but a Spidef Mandibuzz could take on Nidoqueen kind of well, and Hydreigon very well. So this set will kind of 1v1 it. And I've got the Metronome for just spamming Dragon Pulse versus it. And also, an interesting calc with Flash Cannon, if it is max Fizz Def Clefable, with the Metronome, if I click Flash Cannon twice, like if I catch it on the switch and then click it again, he will go down. And because of that power boost, he might think he has a chance to survive and go for Soft Boiled on me. And I will be able to knock it out, and even if he does just soft boil and he actually survives and heals up, he won't be able to win that exchange because Flash Cannon will keep doing more damage. So Hydreigon is a very good stall breaker versus his team. And that's that set. Moving on, we have got Assault Vest Thundurus with T-Bolt, Sludge Wave, HP Ice, and Focus Blast. It's got the Assault Vest not even really as a defensive option, but more to help it offensively switch into things. This does let me kind of freely switch into Clefable, which I'm sure is going to be scared out by me. And I am able to hit that thing with a Sludge Wave. And just generally I can come in and stuff like Vaporeon easily, Clefable easily. I can take a hit from Alakazam, not that I particularly want to, but I can. And again, I'm just running Defiant because Prankster doesn't do anything for me here, and at least I can bluff physical set, just so that I'm not predictable. So that's that set. Next, we are bringing out Como for the first time. Or not the first time, we did bring it week 2, but we're bringing out offensive Como for the first time with DD, Dragon Claw, Close Combat, and Poison Jab. Very simple set with the Poisonium Z. Overcoat is a nice ability here because it does give me immunity to Sandstorm damage, and his only real way of handling this is Clefable, which is destroyed by Acid Downpour. It is just utterly decimated by it. So this definitely has a good chance to win if I can get a setup going. I can probably set up on stuff like Gigalith, even Excadrill outside of the sand. So I think I have plenty of setup opportunities. I think Como is going to do really well this matchup. It at least looks good on paper. And as a defensive pivot, we've got Rotom Mo next. Rotom's got enough speed to outspeed Clefable, and in case he wants to run an offensive, like fast Clefable to try to catch things like Rotom off guard. So I do outspeed that. General nuisance to his sand. HP Ice does a ton of damage to Garchomp. Leaf Storm does a lot to Gigalith and to Excadrill. Volt Switch is just nice for pivoting, and Defog because he does have the option of Toxic Spikes with Wheezing, which Wheezing is a potential bring. It handles the dual stabs of Nidoqueen, but I did consider bringing Nidoqueen, but ultimately I felt like it was so pressured by his ground types and by Gigalith. I just don't think Nidoqueen was particularly good this matchup. Obviously, it destroys things, but I just don't see how I would be able to get it in at all. I feel like it would be kind of a pain. Um, Leftovers for recovery, and not much to explain here. Next, we have got Stealth Rock's Wigglytuff with Stealth Rock's Wish, Fire Blast, and Dazzling Gleam with competitive and leftovers. This does 1v1 Mandibuzz completely. He may think because he's Spadef he does still win this 1v1 just because he probably does take neutral hits from me. But I'm able to keep my rocks up pretty well versus him because Fire Blast will do a ton to Excadrill. I will be able to take an Iron Head pretty comfortably with the max Fizz Def. I don't even need the HP investment because its base HP stat is so high. And Dazzling Gleam destroys stuff like Garchomp and Mandibuzz. Maybe not destroys, but I think a 2-hit KOs Garchomp. I'm actually 100% certain, almost 100% certain that it does. So Wigglytuff does put on some nice pressure this game, and it keeps up rocks pretty well. So that's definitely a good thing. And finally, we have got a set that I think is going to put in a huge amount of work. We've got Assault Vest Araquanid with kind of weird moveset. Liquidation, Leech Life, Lunge, and Toxic. Weird last two moves because I am almost always just going to be clicking Liquidation or Leech Life. Really just always Liquidation, except Leech Life I'm clicking in front of Alakazam because it'll try to do something to me and then it'll get OHKO'd in return. And the last two moves are extremely situational just because, I mean, I don't need anything else on Araquanid. Lunge is in case Bibarel tries to set up on me. It's got simple Swords Dance. When I click Lunge versus it, it'll drop its attack stat by 2 because it is simple. So really, it'll only be like it's clicking a regular Swords Dance against me, and it is 2-hit KO'd, I believe, unless it's bulk invested. So that thing's not going to be able to set up to +4 in front of me and then OHKO me. It'll only be able to get a regular Swords Dance up, so that's pretty nice. And then Toxic is the very specific scenario that Mandibuzz knocks me off and I have to click Toxic against it. I really don't need any other moves other than my dual stabs. So that's the set. Admittedly, I am kind of comfortable with the matchup, but I don't want to get complacent and let that lose me the game because Alakazam is still a threat. Excadrill is still a threat if he is like super hardcore at predicting and like wears down the Rotom really well. So that is definitely concerning, but we will make it work. And if you guys like what Ilk and Azelfs are doing, make sure you like, subscribe, share, do what you do with the YouTube videos. I'm going to get on out of here and see you guys later.